Hi, I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you today to share my journey in how I use tech for good from my classroom and how it helps me and my young students to develop all the Dig, Sit, Commit competencies. I'm going to be talking about the impact of connecting with people and how tech has made that possible, mainly through social media, video conferencing, and my travelling elephants. I have one here. So I'm a primary teacher from Scotland, so I teach children up to the age of 11, although I specialise in the early years. So I'd like to let you see how it's never too early to start developing those digital literacy skills. Now, I first started teaching a while ago when I had virtually no tech in my classroom. I could wheel in a overhead projector or a box TV on a trolley with a video recorder underneath it, but that was just about all I had. So if I wanted my students to learn from actual people, to connect with people, I needed to take them out of the school on a visit or invite somebody in. And that really limited our scope to who we could connect with. But then, one day, I had a smart board installed in my classroom, connected to the internet, and on that day, everything changed. Even being able to share videos and images on the big screen enriched learning, but it's the actual connecting with people that has enriched learning so much, and it actually began with our class toy elephant. Ellie had for some time been going home with children at the weekends where they wrote a diary and brought her back for show and tell. But it was in about 2013 when I convinced the leaders of my school to allow us to have a Twitter account for Ellie Elephant. Now back then there weren't so many class Twitter accounts, so that was as far as I could push it. But suddenly Ellie could share photographs of her adventures online, and I could model safe use of social media and the internet while discussing what is and isn't appropriate to share online with the children and the families. And the benefits of this were firstly that it was easier for families to share their photographs and videos of what they were doing, making it much better for me to communicate with parents and build up good relationships with them. But secondly, that we began to connect with the wider community outside the school. Some parents even took Ellie to work with them, and this sparked the idea of Ellie's work experience. It had become apparent that the children had very little aspirations and knowledge of career choices ahead of them. So we got an elephant explicitly to do work experience. So people could take Ellie to work with them and tweet about their jobs, and the children could see and interact through the tweets and the smartboard. This idea grew arms and legs. This is Blue Ellie with Dr. Janet Scott, who amazingly agreed to take Blue Ellie to Sierra Leone and Liberia to fight Ebola. You might well be thinking that this is no subject to be teaching 5-year-olds about, or that the volunteers in West Africa had much better and more important things to be doing with their time than taking photographs of a toy elephant. However, it served us both well. Janet was brilliant at sensitively documenting the work that she was doing in Sierra Leone and posting appropriate photographs. And the children learnt so much about infection control. For the people out fighting Ebola, Blue Ellie served as light relief for them during a really challenging time. And in fact, many of those people requested to take Blue Ellie or Ellie on further work experience once they got home. Suddenly, we were being followed by scientists and researchers and even journalists who interacted with the children's questions and even fed back on the children's class science reports. Connections were made from professionals who are still supporting my class learning now, many years later. who met Blue Ellie and our class whilst fighting Ebola was Sergeant Major Charlie Herbert. And he really took to this whole tweeting with an elephant thing. And he asked to take Blue Ellie to Afghanistan with him. Wow, another really tricky, challenging issue for children. But also an opportunity to help children to be informed, engaged, and empathetic online. Through this, even more connections with people who could help us learn were made. And the children learnt so much about conflict, geography, and religion. Our wee classes network around the world has grown dramatically. Our elephants have travelled the world with scientists, historians, politicians, teachers, pilots, the list goes on. And within the UK, the work experience has been phenomenal. And our children have learned about jobs that I never would have even considered teaching them about. Connecting with people, it really impacts the children's learning. You've heard me talk about our close connections to medical professionals. One of those challenged us one day on Twitter to learn CPR during lunchtime. So we did it that afternoon. I'm a bit spontaneous like that with my teaching. And so we made a video teaching others how to do CPR. And we put it onto YouTube and we put that onto Twitter. And it went a little bit viral. The children were determined to save lives by teaching others how to do this skill. And wow, did they use tech for good to do this. This video led to the children in our school being selected to do a Save a Life for Scotland campaign. And we've continued to teach it every year. I've continued to teach it with every single class I've had ever since. These young students have taught thousands of people hands-only CPR and will undoubtedly be responsible for saving countless lives. I think that's just a great example of how technology, YouTube, Twitter can be used for good with the children. And the children were so empowered by that. They set up their own little campaign, classrooms all over Scotland, all over the UK, as far as America and India also used our videos to learn CPR.
This is something you need to know. CPR is about saving lives.
If someone has a cardiac arrest, their heart is not beating anymore.
They won't be able to move, they won't be able to breathe. It's very serious.
Every second really counts.
If you don't do something, the chances of their survival will drop by 10% every minute. You have to do something quickly.
If you do CPR, this gives a little more time for help to arrive.
You only have a few minutes before it's too late. By calling for help and starting CPR, you can save a life.
Every week in Scotland, 70 people have a cardiac arrest. That's a full double-decker bus. But only 4 of them will go back to the family. That's not good enough. It doesn't have to be this way. Why don't you learn how to do CPR? You can save someone's life.
All you need are your hands.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Will you?
Find out where you can learn CPR at savealive.scotland.
I'd like to move on now to talk more about connecting classrooms. This first began actually when Blue Ellie was in West Africa and other classes from different schools were following us on Twitter. By this point, lots of schools had class Twitter accounts and they were interacting as well and learning with us. But then we began taking part in the Skype-a-thon, where for 48 hours in the year we connected with multiple classrooms all over the world. And this was an amazing, transforming experience. It helped the children to see that children from all over the world, from different cultures, even speaking different languages, were just like them. We sang together, we danced together, we talked together, we shared jokes together, we showed photographs about our lives together. Absolutely amazing. Now, we've done lots of projects with our global friends, and this year we've connected with Kakuma Vocational Centre in Kenya, who are also presenting today, I believe, and with Mount Abu School in India. All three of our schools are entirely different, from completely different backgrounds, but it really feels like it's brought us together. We've done a joint STEM project with Kakuma, which has been absolutely amazing, looking at ramps and games and technology. And Blue Ellie is out there right now. We've talked live through video conferencing, and we've done a presentation together about our STEM project. The school in India sent us Diwali decorations, and we celebrated with them and connected through Twitter. We sent them Robert Burns decorations and joined them live for a special Burns celebration. It was absolutely fantastic. Not only do we learn so much from one another, but this brings us together. We call our smartboard the window out into the world, and that's exactly what it is. That idea of the smartboard being the window out into the world is a powerful one. We have the world at our fingertips through the internet. One day, a discussion about too many visits to the toilet in my class led to us looking online to discover that there are many schools and homes and even villages that don't have toilets and clean running water. And the children were absolutely shocked, and they wanted to know more. They wanted to learn more. They used social media and online fundraising, and they raised enough money to provide 4 toilets in villages that didn't have them. And another class then went on to raise enough for a whole toilet block. This is using tech for good. Last year, my class were concerned about a man that they'd seen sleeping out in the streets. They too used social media to raise money to feed the homeless.
I don't think it's fair people sleep outside on the streets. About 700 people sleep outside every night. They must get very cold. It must be very sad. I think it's not fair if they're empty buildings and the people are sleeping outside. We want to help them find a shelter. We want them to have blankets and pillows. Everyone has a right for a place to live. Empty building always a start wind. There's lots of people sleeping out in the cold. They cannot sleep outside. These help us to make a difference. We want to change the world. We want everyone to be warm. We want everyone to have a good sleep. We don't want anyone else to sleep in the streets. We can see people are homeless. We can see we will give them milk. Because homeless people ain't give them food and sun and a blanket. We will be doing some artwork. If you go on our art gallery, if you like what we see, can you give us £1 or more if you're rich? And we'll give it to homeless people.
I cannot put into words how much the children's learning has been enriched just because we have an interactive whiteboard and the internet and social media. The children are learning to be inclusive, to interact with people with respect and empathy. We look at posts, articles and videos online to work out if we know that they're true and accurate. You cannot say that these children haven't engaged with tech to solve problems and to serve the community. And we're also balanced. Yes, we are using tech, but our joint projects involve creating, celebrating, writing and learning away from digital devices. and we are alert. Modelling social media in class demonstrates how to use it safely and how to use it to do good. I could spend hours talking to you about Ellie's adventures, so I'll leave you some links here if you'd like to know more. Please do follow us, and if you think you could take an elephant to help children learn, then please get in contact with us. So I have a challenge for you right now. This week, I'd like you to reach out to another class that you've seen on social media, share your learning with them, and see if you can make a connection. You won't regret it.